Okay, so we're back at it again with the same thing I was doing in the last video, and that is taking a stock car around the Nürburgring and then taking a tuned version of the car with all the upgrades with the original engine and seeing the difference in lap times. Now, today, as you can see in the top of the screen there, I'm going with the M3 2003 model because I genuinely enjoy driving the tuned version of it. This is the best car that I've tuned myself. Typically with vehicles, I will take a tune on like from the internet because I'm not great at tuning, but I take a little bit of pride in how I did with the BMW M3 tune. So I'm kind of excited to get into this one, and I really want to see what type of difference I made with it. Uh, from stock. It's going to put racing soft tires on this vehicle. And that's it. Everything else is completely stock. Now, this one is going to be manual H pattern, just like with the last one, but I have made a decision that from most of the vehicles coming forward after this one, I'm going to move to the racing transmission on the tuned versions. And then whatever the original is, whether it's paddle shift or manual, I will use the method that best matches the original stock vehicle. Oh, we got a nice Porsche coming out here already. Ooh, okay, Supra. Alright, so first impressions of the looks of the car. So we're going to pick up the controller and get a good look around it. It's nice and shiny. It's, nothing special, but it's an M3. It looks nice. I like the quad tip exhaust, even though they're a little small. I feel like it's missing that rear wing. It's missing some aero, but not a bad looking car. Let's see how it sounds. Not bad. For a stock car, it sounds quite nice. Redline is 8,500. Okay. Not a whole lot of power. I mean, it's no slouch though. Honestly, we're already at 100. It's no slouch. Already the steering feel is not as responsive as like the Shelby was, for example. You got a lot of body roll. You notice for sure a lot of body roll. I don't know how that's going to play out in the corners as we push it, but I don't know if it'll help it or not. I feel like since it doesn't have much aero, that might actually help the turning ability of this car. But I'm going to see if we can just like take this flat out maybe. We can. That's interesting. Okay. Without downforce. No wing, no diffuser, no splitters, no side skirts. It can take that corner flat out. That is impressive. Quite honestly, it is straight up impressive. What can take this like? Oh, she likes to slide. Hold up. Uh-oh. Well, I found the limit there. We are going to want to downshift a little bit. What are you doing? What was that? It's definitely more loose than the Shelby was. Feels less stable and just generally harder to drive, but it feels like it's meant to be the way it is, if that makes any sense. It's almost like you can tell where its limits are. You can tell what it wants to do. A little more than you could with the Shelby. With the Shelby, you would feel like the rear end was wanting to kick out all the time, even when it wasn't. And then coming on throttle out of corners, you just kind of feel like you would need to get off the throttle a little bit because you're like, oh, the tires are going to spin. Even though 9 times out of 10, they weren't actually spinning. But with this one, you just kind of feel like you know what it's going to do. You know what it's doing. You know what it wants to do. And I really like that. That's a cool view. I like that. Let me shut up and do the hot lap. 734, honestly, not terrible. Also not great. After feeling the overall feel of the car, I kind of thought it'd be a little better, to be honest with you, but honestly, not bad. Okay, so I'm back at the next day. I took a little break from the game just because it was late in the evening when I recorded the other run. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of warm up with this vehicle. Should still be able to get a good difference in feel. I do remember the other one being very almost mushy in the steering, but I will say this is the same car, just fully modified. And let me just get out here. I changed the transmission to fully customizable racing transmission, so I won't be using H pattern. Let me get out here and just look at this. Look at this thing. It is a beauty. Oh, it is an absolute beauty. And personally, I feel like this is one of my favorite liveries that I've done. I feel like I kind of outdid myself on this one. I'm not good at making liveries, but I feel like I did pretty great on this one. I still got to do a little bit of tuning to it, so I'm probably going to do a couple different laps before the hot lap. And okay, the RPMs go well above 9,000. You can almost go flat out through here, which I really like. It's just really stable at those high-speed corners. Given the times I did with the Shelby, I think I might be able to beat the time that I got at the very least with the stock Shelby. I should be able to shave off quite a bit of time, just because how good this thing is in the corners. Now on the straight, it's not going to be quite as good. Oop. Yeah, I gotta be careful there, because it's got so much downforce on it. It's 530 horsepower, I think. But to be honest with you, I think I might be able to get like a 715 out of this. But we'll see. No lift. Okay, I'm gonna have to tune 6th gear a little lower. It's tuned pretty low. I think 5th gear needs to go a little lower. I forget that corner quite often. Oh, some snap oversteer. Alright, now hot lap time. 641. That is actually better than I did in the Mustang. That's because it was almost a very clean lap. It was almost a very clean lap. I had that one mistake, a major mistake I should say, where I went off track and that one spot went over in the sand. That's the first time I've done that in a while, but I could have got sub 140 had it not been for that. And honestly, I'm quite impressed with that. It is far faster than I thought it'd be, or rather, I'm faster with the vehicle, I guess, than what I thought I could be. It's just, once you get a good feel for where its limits are, you can push right at the edge of those limits, and it's perfectly comfortable. And it'll push there all day. It's just as soon as you get past the limits is when it just all, doesn't work. Leave me a comment. Tell me what vehicle you think I should do if you don't know what vehicles are in this game. I just look at a couple of the ones that are showing up in the menu as I'm scrolling through it, and just name one out, and then I'll buy a duplicate of it. But yeah, just this recommendation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.